Time for our Shining Star. Each and every week, we honor a role model student from somewhere across the state of Ohio in conjunction with the Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program. Today, we head out to Wadsworth High School to meet a junior, Kyle Figuray. Kyle, really good football player, really good baseball player, getting it done in the classroom as well. The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program is proud to salute Wadsworth High School's Kyle Figuray. This week's Ohio Lottery Partners in Education Shining Star. A balanced offense that featured Kyle Figuray running the football behind an undersized offensive line was one of the keys to Wadsworth not only making the Division I state football playoffs, but advancing and being highly competitive.
It just makes us want to win more and more because we know we're the smaller guy. We come out here, we punch him in the mouth from the first play. We don't end until that last whistle. That group up front, we've all gotten really close, so we all know our tendencies, what's going to happen, where I'm going to cut. So it's nice to see it all come together tonight, especially in a playoff game.
That's the theme of the week every week is how small we are, and our kids take that to heart. There's a lot of three-year starters on our defense, and they're very prideful in the way that they play, and as you can see tonight, they're a pretty physical group.
Figuray is only a junior. There isn't a ton of flash to his running style, but there is a bunch of production. Kyle ran for over 20 touchdowns on the season.
I like to run downhill, but sometimes I think I can juke. But overall, I'd say I'm more of a downhill runner. Run over the defensive back most likely, because they're a little more undersized. So I think getting through them is the best part of the game.
First of all, he keeps his shoulder pads low. Like he's always going forward, which is really good. He's got a knack of kind of setting things up. In our inside zone run game, I mean, he sees a window and then he can stick his feet in the ground and then just get north and south real quick. So because he runs, he runs behind his pads, it enables him to keep that forward lean and pick up some extra yards. And he's a big, strong kid, so he's tough to bring down.
Figuray is also a two-sport star. He also excels on the baseball field. Kyle started off his sophomore season as a wide receiver. Once he was moved into the backfield, he found a home.
He had played some running back in middle school, and actually because he was such a good baseball player, we thought about transitioning him to quarterback a little bit. But we've got a kid in that grade that's good. But so last year at the beginning of the year, we started him off as wide receiver. Week 2, or in between week 1 and week 2, Davis Nye, number 1, he goes down with a broken collarbone in practice. So we needed a big back. So we were like, all right, well, Kyle, you've run the ball. I think he had 175 yards that next night, so it was a really good coaching move right there, right?
Coach Todd and his teammates rave about Figuray's work ethic, and it's something he also carries into the classroom. Kyle is a solid B student as a junior.
Obviously, school's first before anything. Especially, I make sure I got to study all this year. I get my work done, and after school, make sure I can focus on football. But even if I need to study extra a little more, it comes first.
He's like the best kid in the world. I've watched Kyle since he was in youth football, and he's always been tough and hard-nosed and comes from a great family. He's a good student. He's really respected by his classmates, his teachers. He's a multi-sport athlete, which is becoming more and more rare, right? And he does both at a high level, and he gives his all to his teammates. And so he's a great teammate. He practices hard. I mean, there's a whole lot of adjectives I could say about Kyle Figuray. But the most important thing is he's a great young man.
If you know a student who deserves recognition, we want to hear about them, and you can nominate them completely online. Go to OhioLottery.com. Find the About section. Click on Partners in Education. There you will see links to nomination forms. Nominate that student as an academic all-star, and they could end up being featured as our next Shining Star.